Leffel here with a whopping 3 boxes of new books for the library. So we're going to do a quick little unboxing video so you can see what's new. Now I know we have book fair going on starting tomorrow, which is October 20th, and going all next week, but these will be in the system so you can even put them on hold if we're not open for checkout. So let's see what we've got here. Box number 1. We have a couple of new manga series in here. So we've got Card Captor Sakura, and let's see, there's 1 and there's 2. We've got Tokyo Mew Mew. That's another one that is a new manga series. So my manga readers, we've got some new stuff for you. There's another one of those. And then for those of you that have been at Griffin for a while, you'll remember that we had the big book of suggestions, and sometimes you would go and look in there and you'd find a book you love and then we didn't have it. Well, I've actually been going through there and purchasing those books. So some of the books that you're going to see in here are not brand new published, but they're new to us. So we've got the Looney Experiment right here. Looks kind of fun. It's got Albert Einstein sticking out his tongue on the back. Here's another one of the Card Captor Sakuras. Let's see. Ooh, so Fairy Tale has a new branch off series, Blue Mistral, and so we've got the first couple books of that. And then more Fairy Tale. We have Dragon Knights, the Flame Dragon, if you're interested in that. That'd be great for people who have been reading through, oh my goodness, what are they called? The other dragon series we have. One of my aides would be very upset I can't remember the name of it right now. I don't know why I'm going blank. Thank you. My wonderful aide Caroline just bailed me out. Wings of Fire. My brain just turned off for a second. Chupacabra, this was actually recommended. We already have some of the series, the Tentacle series, and so a student requested it, and you can always request new books for the library. Let's see, Pig Party and Confessions of a So-Called Middle Child. These were both in the big book of suggestions. All right, and then here's more of the Dragon Knight series. This is Scientific Railgun, and this is another manga series that we've got going on here. Dawn of the Arcana. So that's another new manga series. Lots of new stuff for y'all. There's another one. If you're into the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, they actually make a graphic novel, so we picked up some of those. And then if you read Cardboard, this is by the same author. This is Rat Fist. So if you're looking for another one, he has kind of a gritty style of writing. I've read Cardboard and it's cool, but it's kind of weird too. So if you like weird graphic novels, this might be for you. And more Scientific Railgun. We've got The End or something like that. I think this is another one from the big book of suggestions. Whoa. So many things. Me and Miranda Merlele, this was another one that was in the big book of suggestions. O.C. Daniel is about a boy who has obsessive compulsive disorder, and it's kind of things that go on with him. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Andre.
We've got Herbert's Wormhole, and this is great for fans of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's got the pages and it's also got some illustrations too. Connect the Stars, right there. Some realistic fiction. Sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself. All right. This is another one if you like bake sale. This is Robot Dreams, and so it's another graphic novel. Lots of fun graphic novels this time. More Nancy Drew, more Scientific Railgun, and Dawn of the Arcana. Okay, 11 Things I Promised. This is some more realistic fiction that was requested in the big book of suggestions. Let's see. Here's book number 1 of the Fairy Trail Broomless Stroll, Dawn of the Arcana, and More Scientific Railgun, Nancy Drew. Let's see. And I try to order the whole series so that you guys don't have to wait, because I know that can be really annoying when you want to read the rest of it. This is Fairy Tale 0. So if you read Fairy Tale 1 up into the 60s or 80s, I can't remember how far it goes, this is number 0. All right, this is another graphic novel. This one was in the big book of suggestions. This is page by page. And then here's the 3rd book in the Dragon Knights trilogy. All right, more graphic novels and manga. Okay, and then we've got The Bitter Side of Sweet. And this is another one that is realistic fiction, if you're into that. So that was box number 1. Box number 2. Alrighty. This is Invictus. This author, he has written some other series that have been popular. I want to say this is, yes, so this is fantasy, and it's about a boy who's the son of a time traveler, and he's living in ancient Rome. And this takes place in the year 2354. So if you like that kind of sci-fi, the future's hope is in the past, might be something you want to try. Okay, so if you've read Since You've Been Gone, it's a realistic fiction book. We have The Unexpected Everything, and I totally love the cover that has all the dogs. So cute. I think I'm gonna be buried in books here in a little bit. Do y'all like the new seating? Have you had a chance to come and sit in it? It's totally comfy. All right, Warcross. If you watched the video I did for Book Fair, I actually listened to the audiobook for this, and it is amazing. So good. It's futuristic, it's dystopian, but it's not scary dystopian. It's got video games, it's got romance, it's got a little bit of everything. So I highly, highly recommend Warcross. It's by Mary Lou, who did Legend. So if you were a fan of Legend or Young Elites, this is her newest book. So good. If you liked Shadow and Bones and the Grisha trilogy, Lee Bardugo has a new book out, and it's got kind of cool illustrations on the sides of the pages. And so this is The Language of Thorns, Midnight Tales, and Dangerous Magic. And it takes place in the world of the Grisha trilogy. Okay, so we've got Believer Rexic. This is about a girl that has an eating disorder, and it's actually written in kind of a verse style. So this one was in the big book of suggestions, so I got it. Also by the author of Bake Sale, we have Sweater Weather, and it's a graphic novel, and I think this is the newest one that she came out with. So we've got that in here. And I got 2 copies of Warcross because it's that awesome. Let's see. This is another one from the big book of suggestions, Dreidels on the Brain. This is about a boy that is celebrating Hanukkah. Okay, and then we've got Ticket to India. So this one is about a girl who is going to India from Pakistan, and she's actually going on a journey to uncover some interesting things from her grandmother's past, so to visit her grandmother's childhood home. So this is Ticket to India. Furthermore, this is a fantasy book, and there's secrets, and it's got a really fun cover. I really like it. It's got a fox and kind of some anime looking people on there. And so that one's actually a brand new one. if you've been reading The Glittering Court, this is Midnight Jewel. This is the second book in that series. So this is by the author of Vampire Academy. I had somebody the other day to ask if we had it, and since it reviews for 9 and up, I can't get it, but we do have this series. The Jumbies, if you're looking for a fantasy series, it's a little bit spooky. This is a series that just came out in the past couple years. All We Have Left is a new book, and it's about a girl who's recovering her life after the September 11th attacks. Alright. Okay, Herbert's Wormhole. This was one that was recommended on the Big Book of Suggestions. It's got that kind of Diary of the Wimpy Kid style. And then The Go-Between, that one is, this was another one I believe that was in the Big Book of Suggestions. So realistic fiction with some romance. Oh wait, actually I lied. This one, I remember it now. It's about a girl who grew up in Mexico, and her parents are very famous telenovela stars, which are like soap opera stars in Mexico. And so they come to the US, and somebody mistakes her mom as a maid. And so she kind of experiences a culture shock in, you know, hey, my family is really well off, but you guys, just because you see me, you think that, you know, we're domestics, that we don't even have all the wealth that we have. So it's kind of about everything that goes on with that. So that's The Go-Between. Okay, we've got Open Road Summer. It's by the same author as The Start of Me and You. So if you've read that one, this might be one to try. This was recommended by Mr. Duncan. If you've read the Tesla, what is it called? Tesla's Attic. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Duncan. I am not remembering anything today, y'all. It's sad. It's almost Friday. If you've read Tesla's Attic, then this is book 2 in that series, and book 3 should somewhere be in one of these boxes. And we've got more realistic fiction. We've got Positively Beautiful. We've got Paper Things. We have some fantasy for you. This is Imperium, and it is actually recommended by James Dashner, so that's kind of cool. It says, I haven't read about a world so deep, so clearly magical, so well developed since Harry Potter. So there's that one. And sorry, it's getting kind of noisy as class is coming by. Let's see. Whoops. Okay. You know, Jason Reynolds came to visit us at the beginning of the year. He actually wrote a different take on Spider-Man. So this is Miles Morales Spider-Man. So if you're a fan of Jason Reynolds, this might be something that you want to check out. I ordered a new copy of the crossover because our copy disappeared. So I got a star placement one. And then this book, Crazy House. Okay, so I read it, and crazy is right. I mean, this is like, I don't even quite know how to describe how crazy this was. I will warn you, this is more for 8th grade and up. It has a lot of language in it, a lot. But if you're a fan of the Hunger Games and you don't mind the language, this might be something you want to try. So this is Crazy House by James Patterson. Vincent van Gogh had a brother named Theo, and this is a book about their life together. So this is Vincent and Theo, the Van Gogh brothers. Okay, so this is Miss Bixby's Last Day, and if you liked the book Sidekick, this is actually a book by the same author. So you can take this one out. Let's see, Going Where It's Dark. This was in the Big Book of Suggestions. It's kind of cool. This is about a boy, and he's going cave diving, and it's an adventure, action-adventure book. So if you're interested in that, this is Going Where It's Dark. Okay, and then I got 2 copies of Crazy House because it's really good, but again, watch out, it's got some language and some violence and things, so make sure you're ready for it. Okay, then we've got Marble Season. This is another graphic novel. This one was in the Big Book of Suggestions, so I ordered it. And then this is a new one. It's called Jane the Fox and Me. And I just loved how beautiful it is. It's got black and white illustrations, and then the fox is the color element in here. So I just thought that was really cool. So that's Jane the Fox and Me. And that's box 2. Ah, and I am covered in books right now. All right, last box. Okay, so we've got My Life in Dioramas. This is a new one by the author of The Battle of Darcy Lane. So if you enjoyed that Lone Star book last year, this is her newest realistic fiction book. Okay, all the answers. And let's see. She finds a magic pencil and it tells her the answers. So imagine if you had a test and you had a magic pencil that allowed you to get 100. That's what she has going on in here. We've got Tone Deaf, and it's about a boy that is a musician. And, oh wait, I'm sorry. Yes, there's a boy that's a musician in here, and he's really famous. And then there's a girl who's a child prodigy musician, and she's really excited about it, and then she loses her hearing. So it's about her dealing with the struggles of her life changing in that way. All right. Oh, I already have holds on this one. This one was requested by people that have read Revenge, Ice Cream, and Other Things Best Served Cold. So I've got that next book in here. All right. No Place by Todd Strasser. You can see, let's see, this is about a boy that moves on. He moves and has a new life he has to deal with. Okay, we've got Mothman's Curse. So if you're looking for a creepy book, this might be the way to go. Texas Gothic, another scary book from the Big Book of Suggestions. Red Butterfly, Half a World Away. Let's see. Butter Davis might be crossed out, probably is crazy. Another copy of the crossover. Let's see. We've got The Big Dark. What would happen if electricity suddenly failed? If you want to find out, check out this book. And then we've got 45 Pounds or Less. This was one that was in the Big Book of Suggestions. The Courage Test. This one is new. The Cipher. What if you hold the key to unlock all the internet's secrets? Okay, so we've got The First Time She Drowned, and this one is a mystery, I believe. And then we've got Saving Red. This was another one in the Big Book of Suggestions. How Toons is a series of graphic novels that actually show you how to make different things. So if you're interested in doing maker stuff, this would be a great one to check out. Okay, The Perfect Place, some more realistic fiction for you. I know this has been a long video. We're nearing the end. All Rise for the Honorable Perry T. Cook. Charisma, One Shot at the New You. And then we've got Choke. This is an interesting thing. This is about a girl, and her group of friends start playing this choking game. And she realizes it's really dangerous, and it's kind of how she's trying to deal with keeping her friends, but explaining to them that this is wrong. So that's Choke. Another romance, The Improbable Theory of Anna and Zach, if you're interested in that. Calvin, and if you are one of my comic book readers, you're going to notice there's a tail right there. This is talking about Calvin and Hobbes. So if you want to know why it's called Calvin, you'll have to check it out. Here is the second book in the Jumbie series if you're interested. And then we've got Bruised. That is based off of, it's a sports book, and it's about a girl who is doing Taekwondo, and she actually witnesses a crime, and so she's kind of rebuilding her life after that. All right, we've got Crossing Ebenezer Creek, The Maypop Kidnapping, Pyramid Hunters for my action adventure fans, a patron saint for junior bridesmaids, and the final four. We've got Hawking's Hallway. This is book 3 of Tesla's Attic. Mutation is one of the books in the Tentacle series. We've got Scar Island if you've read The Honest Truth. And last but not least, we have Courage for Beginners. So we've got all these wonderful books that we just got in, and I hope you check some out. Later, Gators.